The Light Limited Modified class is the newest addition to the Outlaw Pulling Series, and since its debut, the competitors have turned in some hot performances. Captain Hook has clinched the class championship, but the Ott Family duo of Warhawk and Frequent Flyer have also been frequent winners. The Limited Modifieds will light it up next.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Welcome to Wisner, Nebraska, Thunder by the River and the Outlaws Pulling Series. I'm Claude Wood, and along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, we will be bringing you all of the action in the Light Limited Modifieds, as well as the Diesel 4x4 class. Let's kick it off with Andrew Beckman. He drives Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, but we don't need no bang. Now, these are twin turbocharged. You're going to see a lot of variation in this class. These motors, twin turbocharged, big V8 motors. Oh, get her on, spinning grid, go down the track. Heard those motors come to life. First puller of the class, is he gonna take his pull? Believe he is. He's gonna go 3:14 and 37.
From the starting line, Dave, those four turbos gonna bring those two Chevy engines to life.
And they just don't come to life till about after 150 foot, then they come to the horsepower. Rick Carlson's gonna check with the driver down on trackside.
Andrew, we kick it off with a 313. Not too bad.
Not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. It ran good. Had a hard time getting on top of it at first, but came around.
Nolan Watson getting ready to pull now. He's out of Cuero, Texas. He drives Circuit Overload.
One of the Texas boys that's really good down in Texas. Let's just find out how he can do with the Outlaws. His motor's a little bit smaller than some of the other ones you're going to see in this class. The rear tire's bouncing. Well, he's not giving up, but that's not a smooth ride. But hey, he's going to take the lead at 3:17 and 41. But Claude, the rear tire's bouncing, the front end going up and down. Just imagine sitting in the seat right here.
Well, let's go on board. It is somewhat of a rough ride.
You can hear the motor varying. Just a lot of things you'd want to change, but how do you pick a pull apart when you're sitting in the lead? Take a look at it head on right here. He went wide open on those butterflies right off the bat. The man from Texas come to play, but boy, is he putting that machine through a hard go. Young man from Texas going to tell Rick all about it.
Nolan, that single big block Chevrolet way out there got you the lead.
Yes, sir. We're a little bit underpowered for this class. We run down in South Texas, but last night we experimented and our gear was too high, so we dropped the gear lower today and did a little better.
Up next is Captain Hook, driven by Wyatt Anderson. Wyatt is your 2015 points champion.
Out of Green Top, Missouri, spin and grin. Now, these are fuel-injected motors. The variation you can do in this class is just, I really like what you can do, all the different configurations. Another one of the boys that's just really struggling to get a smooth run. This track is taking its toll on him.
Wyatt pulls 309.37. You know, those Piranha on the side of the fender there, they chewed up a little ground.
Yeah, them teeth are gnawing in, but those teeth need to stay more in the dirt, not all so much bouncing. Those fuel-injected motors trying their heart out, really hard. On the head-on shot, take a look at those butterflies. They went open immediately, trying to get the power to the ground, take it all the way down the track. The 2015 champion not going to win this show, but he still showed how good his consistency was.
Up next will be Brian Furr. He calls his tractor Furr Pulling.
He does want to go Furr, that is for a fact, man, out of Nebraska. A lot of these tractors housed in Nebraska. Now, he is single engine, but he's big blown, got the big Hemi, so that equalizes him with the rest of the guys. Now you don't see any dancing around or bouncing, but he got in trouble off to the side. Oh, something went wrong. You see the flagman motioning right there. He's needing a pull-off tractor. Let's take a close look at this. He had good ground speed. Claude, I think something happened right at the back end of this motor. You see a puff or a right there. Just something went wrong at the back end of the motor.
On the leaderboard, Nolan Watson, strong runner from Texas, holds off so far all of the Outlaws. We'll be back with more from Wisner in a moment.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by Willcross. Good product, good prices, good service. Precision Turbo, the world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers. O'Reilly Auto Parts, the professional parts people. And by Steel Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River, the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series from Wisner, Nebraska. Our next puller coming up is David Turkelson. He's out of Scribner, Nebraska. His tractor, is called Jetlag.
A little bit of fire show right there. You can make the turbines do that. You pump a little fuel into that exhaust pipe. It lights with basically a spark plug. Crowd likes it. Just a little bit of show. It don't help them on power. And where you going, buddy? A little zigzag. He was using a lot of track there, Claude. He goes 299 and 47. A little bit of fire show, but we better concentrate on going straight, maybe?
Yeah, it had quite a bit of show and not so much a lot of go. How much horsepower are we talking about here?
The T53 will run somewhere around 1,500 horsepower. A lot of dancing around. Man actually pulled 500 feet, but the way it measured, he only went 299.
And a good crowd on hand today. And also last night, the crowd got to see Bodie Ott win this class.
Well, here's a shot of his pass from yesterday afternoon. You just got to watch the ground speed, the power of this Allison, the horsepower rating right up there with the blower motors, going right down to the flagman. In fact, he even blows past the flagman. That was a beautiful, beautiful run. Earlier today, Rick Carlson went down and talked to the Ott family.
There are all 1,700 and some cubic inches of an Allison aircraft engine. We've seen them in boats, and now we see them in tractors. Bodie Ott, where do you get parts and pieces?
We make a lot of our own pieces for them. We try to cross over a lot of stuff from the automotive world to the Allison. For example, we have Chevy valves and Ford valves in it. We have Chrysler valve springs, international valve guides. We do a lot of stuff. We try to buy off-the-shelf parts and change it over so we have some usable stuff.
One of the things that I like about Outlaws, they have this light limited mod, and it's almost like the category was made for that Allison.
It works really well. It gives the old Allison a kind of a second shot at winning again.
And you get to compete against a variety of other power plants.
I feel it's a great class. We got T53 turbines, we got the Allison, we have blown Chevys, we have blown Hemis, we have naturally aspirated engines. It's just a great variety, and I think it's a great class that's taken off across the country.
Bodie Ott hoping to find the same success today as he did yesterday.
Talk about this Allison. That motor's very, very basically stock, even with those aftermarket parts in it, except for those injection tubes right up on top. That gives him the fuel injection. Spin and grin. This man has got this track. He got this track under control. He just took the lead at 3:25 and 38.
And a real big air horn right on the front. This engine's been around a long time, Dave.
They say it's the engine that won the war. Well, it's winning the pull here. I was watching that right-hand bank. He was blowing a lot of alcohol out of that right-hand side. See on the right bank right there, he was losing a couple of cylinders, but maybe that's what it took for him to get the traction. You just don't really want to pick this pull apart. Hey, he's sitting in number one spot right now, and he won it last night. Don't run the man down.
Bodie, you drove right by that flag.
It was a good hook. I was weighted right again. It was a great track today. There's one left to watch that can get the job done, so I'm not going to say we got it won yet.
Up next is Cody Meyer. He's out of Hopper, Nebraska. Retired Warfare is his tractor.
Well, Bodie and the boy watching, you heard him say he had a tough one coming. This is who he's talking about. This turbine can get in your back pocket for a fact out of Hopper, Nebraska. Motor's doing its job. Front end's not getting too high. skating. He's looking for Ott. He's gunning for Ott. Did he get him? Now he come up just a little bit short. He goes number 2 at 3:20 and 21.
Well, a great pull and a great distance, just not quite enough to get the job done.
That little bounce back there about 50 foot probably is what give the win to the Ott family. He used the whole track and just comes up about 5 foot short.
Final results, Bodie Ott, your overall champion, taking the win Friday and also today. Cody Meyer in second place.
Bodie, it held up.
It held up. I didn't know if it would. That turbine's a tough one, but I was happy last night. We come down here hoping to get 1 win. We walk away with 2. I don't know what to say.
Well, the light limited modified's a great class, one of the new ones with Outlaws. Well, we've got another new class with Outlaws, the 4-wheel drive diesel pickups. They will be coming up in just a little bit with the Dodges and the Chevrolets blowing smoke. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska, the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. And we're going to change gears right now, change classes to the diesel 4x4s. Lots of black smoke coming at you. Danny Marlowe driving Blackout.
Cedar Falls, Iowa. Diesel pickup, probably one of the most popular classes nationwide. A lot of different rules, but the Outlaws have standardized the rules. 8,500 pounds, 2.8 turbo. Great. Little bit of bounce right there on the end of chatter. You really call that a chatter. You don't like a chatter in a 4-wheel drive pickup, but the man's going to get a distance of 3:32 and 26. Not a bad way to start this class off.
And these trucks are just about like driving a tractor. Slide the clutch as you come out of the hole.
Yeah, you don't want to blow the tires off. You want to slide into that clutch. Pretty good pull. Let's go down to Rick Carlson and see what Danny had to say about it.
Danny, start things off at a 3:33. Is the number good enough?
Oh, I don't know. There's some tough competitors back there, but I think it'll hold. It had a good run. No, guess we'll see what happens. Being the first hook is never any fun. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
And that'll bring up Brent Jarecki. He drives Off Again.
Off Again. Don't know where he gets the name. It don't make no difference. Ooh. Well, I guarantee you it's going to be Off Again to the garage because something come loose from underneath there. Look right under that right tire. There's a lot of water. You seen the flagman take a look at it. Watch real close right underneath that right tire. He brings the boost up on the turbo. Slides the clutch. Boom. Lot of liquid. I don't see no shrapnel, but we're going back to the pit area with that one. That's going to cost him in parts, and it's going to cost him by not winning the class.
Our next puller is Daryl Petrilka. He's out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Pocket change, he calls it.
Yeah, there's more than pocket change in these things. I'm here to tell you that. Listen to that motor. Getting more RPM all the way. He probably would like to have a little RPM a lot faster than it did. Took a little too long to get there. A lot of smoke. He had the power and smoke, but he only goes 283 and 15.
Well, Dave, all the way down at the end of the track, this is what the drivers are shooting for.
Yeah, the camera marks the spot. Look at that smoke. You'd like to see that smoke going a little higher in the air. They need more pressure, need more horsepower. Burns it in at that mark right there. Now, a little bit more of a straight-on shot. Watch his tires. He stays pretty level, dancing around. Got a little bit of a jerk on the start line. But from that point on, all the pocket change needs is a little more pocket change to buy 1 or 2 more ponies under the hood.
And a very stock look inside of this truck. Inline only. This is Scott Barkus.
Very stock-looking Dodge truck. Oh, man, did he get aggressive on the line. He tried to get a hole shot. That motor's having to recover from it. Now we're spinning and grinning. Flagman's waiting on him down at the other end. Got a distance of 3:24.77. That'll move him into second place, but coming off the line, he just blowed the tires a little bit. That truck had to recover.
They've just a little bit too aggressive on the launch, and that's easy to do.
It is for a fact. This man's going to be talking to Rick Carlson down on trackside. Let's see what he had to say about his takeoff.
Scott, it looked good early. It just fell a little short.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get a hold of the track there taking off. I could just feel it hooking and unhooking, and it just didn't get its speed build up, I don't think, maybe.
Our next puller is Cole Nattercall. He calls his truck the hard way.
Well, he don't want to do it the hard way. He wants to do it the easy way, but the hard way is get in the dirt and burn and churn. Good exhaust pressure. Smooth run. Nice looking. Oh, I think we broke the roundy round rod or something. The way it went down right there, I think we broke a little something underneath the driveline, Claude.
How many horsepower are these guys running here, Dave?
You're going to be up over 1,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. We come in with a distance of 3:06 and 12. Front end started chattering right there, and he might have felt the chatter and hit the clutch. It's a little hard to tell. Let's see if we can pick up something on this run right here. A lot of ribbons coming off the tires. He had a hold of the track. You like to see that kind of dirt. Listen right here. Little hard to tell. I ain't too sure he just didn't hit the clutch.
Checking out the leaderboard, Danny Marlowe, our first puller, predicted he would keep the lead. So far, so good. And when we come back, Ryan Stahl will be the next puller. Diesel 4x4s, the Chevrolets will go gunning for the Dodgers. More Black Smoke coming up.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by VP Racing, Macon Power, Agency 212. We don't believe in following trends, we unleash new ideas. Sapp Brothers, welcome, be our guest. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska, the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Diesel 4x4s coming at you. Here's Ryan Stahl. He's out of Clearmont, Missouri.
The Missouri boys come to battle, and Chevrolet they drive. Spooled up. Could have spooled that motor up a little bit tighter. You hear that motor just working hard. Dig, 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 dig. Get it in there. He's close. Woo, did he hit a high RPM, but listen to this, 330 feet even. He goes to number 2. He made this truck work all the way from the line all the way down.
And Dave, you mentioned this. The idea is to spool up the turbo. You don't just slam it down.
Now, you can't hammer these things. You got to bring that turbo up to speed. But he was shooting, running, and gunning.
Coming up next is Chris Barton in a good-looking 2003 Chevy Duramax.
Out of St. Joe, Missouri. Man actually works as a parts man in a John Deere store, riding that right-hand side awful close. Calls the truck all too risky. He's one of our true professionals. He's defending 2014 points champion. Burns it in there. He goes 4th place, and he should have got 3rd, but he's 0.07 of a foot short of 4th place. They kind of pulled him on the right side there a little bit.
Man, oh, so close. So the track got a hold of him and pulled him over to the right.
Well, he knew where the power was, but that hard spot, you've seen when those front tires hit that hard spot at the end of the track, went to bounce in. Let's go to Rick Carlson.
Chris, what did the track have?
It was a little tougher than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be a little bit smoother, but started sucking me to the right side. I wanted to try to, go straight, and started sucking the right side. Couldn't bring it back.
Jesse Netterip coming up next. He calls his truck It's Only Money and gives me the idea he's probably spent a lot of that.
He probably has. Everybody sees that name on the front of the truck. That's just kind of a commercial for one of his sponsors. But the name of the truck, It's Only Money, out of Falls City, Nebraska. Another town that sports one of our outlaw pulls. Oh, get down and burn. Dig it in. You love that power of that motor. We got a new leader at 336 and 93. Right off the bat, he looks good coming off the line.
Well, Netter Rip is letting it rip here. Dave, tell me about the tire pressure on the front tires.
It always looks like they don't have as much tire pressure, but all the weight's up on the front end, and that's how the four-wheel drive pickup works. You let the weight of the sled give you traction on the rear axle, and you stick as much weight up on that front end, give you as much traction as you can. But this is probably one of the smoothest runs down the track from start to finish as we've had in this class here today. It tried to bounce a little bit right there, but it settled right back out, and it took him to the lead.
And our next puller is Dylan Lemke. The mark to beat now, 336 feet.
Yeah, there's the man holding the spot. He knows he's got one gunning at him right here. The top priority out of Adams, Nebraska. Dancing just a little bit, but it leveled out. The smoke pressure not going as high up in the air. Hit that one spot, pulled him down. The motor pulls down. He goes 313 and 40, coming up about 23 feet short.
Just did not get the job done. You think he ran out of horsepower here?
I'm thinking he's just a little shy on ponies a little bit. Because here again, you talk about the pressure of the smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe, pushing it up in the air, plus a smooth run, just run out of ponies at the big end.
Final results, it's Dodge in first and second place. Danny Marlowe in second place. Predicted he would take it all. He just about did.
Jesse, it held up. You got the win.
Yeah, anytime I can drive the truck back to the trailer without picking up parts off the track, that's a win to me. So,
well, whether you be in the light limited modifieds or whether you be in a 4x4 truck, anytime you drive it off the track, you're a winner. Two of the newest classes with Outlaws done good here today.
And that'll put a wrap on it today from Wisner, Nebraska. Now for Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long, see you next time.